sec. For some reason, there's always something. I think I'd tied up somehow. I think I'd somehow managed to tie up my Stream Deck. Let's just do a double check there. Teething pains, technically. Constantly pushing boundaries here, so of course it's constantly going to... Let's pop you out of studio mode. I just want to see what I'm doing currently. There we go. Incompatibilities. It's exciting times. Alright, so let's see if it'll pick up Fallout for us as well. Yeah, there's always something. Now, tonight's question is, because at the moment what we're really doing in this base is we're assuming that Vault 13's people mean more, are worth more than everyone else out there. So, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few? The old Spock gambit, that's the question for tonight, the big one. And it's a really interesting question too. There's an old Twilight Zone episode, and I think the gambit's shown up a few times in other things too, where a gentleman shows up with a box and press the button in the box, get $100,000. You're rich. Someone somewhere in the world, maybe one person, maybe 100, dies. You never see him. Is it worth pressing the button? And then from there you change the motive from greed to something else. So let's say, for example, you've got a dying partner, a dying child. Press the button, they get better. 100 people die, 1,000 people die. Like, how many's too many? You'll never see them. Alright. Speaking of. Alright, so let's see what chaos we can wreak in here. Now, another thing that's worth mentioning too is this is going to be the last Sunday night stream, because the time slot, I've noticed, doesn't work well. So Friday night we're going to stick with, but Sunday night is something that I'm going to look for a substitute for. So I'll keep you posted on that. I think next week I'll probably try something like a Wednesday. Managed to get an interface screen. Alright, so we've been here before. A long time back. We've been here before. Alright. Now, bear with me for a second again. Because. There's one button I forgot to press. There we go. Now I'm recording raw game capture as well, because I wanted to get that for this, which is... Search our logs. Let's download our logs for Gray, for Maxon. Now, I've been uploading videos fairly regularly to the YouTubes, so you'll be able to see those videos already up when we looked through them the first time around. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking through them here. See, I could just go through random commands here, but I don't think that's what I want to do. I'd hoped to. Oh, I don't have a choice. Review. Done? Tell me about? No. Oh, I'm going to have to enter a command. Alright, well, we're not far in from the save game, so let's see what happens. Oh, Lord, it's a self-destruct. Can we get out of here Can we get out of here in time with the self-destruct? That actually... That's perfect. That's actually what I want to do, though. Alright. Now I just got to remember my way back to the lift. That is not the right lift. Ah, that's the right lift. That's going to cost me. Because I've got to go back through there again. Well, that gives me a plan at least. Because I reckon I can get out of here. Inside enough time. It's pretty brutal with that first countdown though. Alright. Inventory. 18 seconds. I'm not getting out of here. Sorry? What? That didn't do its job. Let's try that again. Unless it's lost its... Unless it's lost its link. Oh. Another crash from Fallout. I wonder if that's something to do with the endgame that makes it a little bit less stable. Alright, well, we'll load it back up. Well, I mean, I reckon that's a plan. I don't think it needs to be any more sophisticated than blowing the whole place sky high. I'm a little worried about that barrier though. There should only be one that I need to get to. You enable. See, if I hit one of these on the way out, just one, I'm hosed. Alright, let's save after we download the logs as well. Control computer, Mark 4. I think it was even Prime as well, computer, who mentioned that the name of these objects... The computer sparks once it shuts down. The name of these objects is actually significant as well. It gives you an indication of what can be manipulated. So I wonder if I can do something with either of those. Science? No. I'd imagine not. Because they've got a generic name. It's nothing indicating their purpose. Alright. Hang on. Let's save down here. Can't lie, the idea of self-destruct. It's French. Oh, I forgot to get the logs first. Science. Let's science the logs. You'll have to keep trying. Alright. Thank you. Search logs, grey. Yes. Search logs, Maxon. Yes. Display security codes. Set base to alert status. I don't think setting it to alert status is really going to help me with anything. So that's a self-destruct. I know that's a self-destruct. What does that one do? Ah, 270 seconds. I like that a lot more. Alright, I'm going to save scum here. Self-destructing. I like 270 seconds. That's like 4 times the time. See, I'm good with math. That's why they picked me to save the vault. Why aren't you running, dude? Preferences, running. Always. Because I didn't put always running on. That's why I'm not running. Now is just a super time to skedaddle. That's interesting. So now they're all off. Alright, so now I just gotta not get killed by traps. Come on. Don't just stand there. So I guess all of the commands are self-destruct commands? Maybe? Very curious. I'm probably gonna have to hit my... I probably didn't need to do that. But that's okay. I'll wear the 2 hit points of damage. Now I gotta get out of this. Figured that would do that. Is my trying to loot this guy gonna kill me? Let's find out. Oh, probably will, because he has nothing. Well, as long as I'm using that sentry gate to block the line of sight, that's something. Now I just gotta remember how I get out of here. Alright, it's over here. Tense times, folks. Tense times. In 74 seconds. I really want to see what happens next. One lucky shot could kill me. Yes. Ah, military base was the last thing that I hadn't gotten to. So what was that? Bling, bling, bling. Let's get back home. Heal up a little bit. Across that mountain range. Okay, so that's all of the locations. So I'm guessing the plink was a level, because that sounded like a level notification. Wow, this could be a short stream. There we go, there's our level. Oh, we get a perk. Additional AP. Mutate. No. Don't mutate, Logan. Master Thief, Master Trader. Yeah, I reckon it's going to be Action Boy, because I've perpetually been missing, I think since I've been carrying more. Ah, unless there's something that gives me... Heave-ho? No, that's throwing weapons. Yeah, I reckon it's got to be, it's got to be that old... Action Boy. Because I've perpetually been missing like 1 AP. Alright, energy weapons. Let's bump her up. 60%. 62%. Which is now better than my big guns. Oh good, that means now... I'm just going to keep cranking it, because then that means that I'll be more proficient with be more proficient with a laser, theoretically, than I am with a rocket launcher. Because I feel like that's what I'm going to need in order to really take out those Nightkin, assuming that I have to. Alright, bub. Patrick the Celt. No, never mind. I'm good. You see Patrick the Celt. Alright, let's go to Vault 13. Because I'm guessing that's not going to count. I'm guessing that's not going to count as having completely dealt with the mutant threat. I'm guessing I've got to head back to the cathedral. But the nice thing about that is... Oh, guys, don't do that. No one wants to do that. I'll just ignore you. I would have thought my ranger perk would have just gotten rid of that. I might be I might be crossing my perks, getting them confused. I thought I'd taken the perk that lets you avoid lower level encounters, though. Oh, interesting. The vault builds up into the mountain. All right, let's go talk to the overseer. Without a weapon in hand. We can turn auto run back off again. Let's play it cool. So let's have a look at my archives. Status. Yeah, I've got the audio diaries for Maxon and Gray. Well, that's certainly one way to deal with... That's certainly one way to deal with everyone in the base. Like, Lou was a bullet sponge, so just blowing up the whole place feels like a better way of doing things.
What news of the mutants?
The mutant vats have been destroyed.
What about the mutant leader? What about this so-called master?
Yeah, as far as I know,
He
he is
must
still...
be stopped. If not, he could rebuild his empire of mutants and would certainly strike back at us. The vault will not be safe until the master is dead.
Kinda had a feeling you'd say that. Alright, well, we're back up at full health. Alright. Let's head for the gunrunner's base and get loaded for bear. Gonna go kill a lot of folks. 'Cause there doesn't seem to be a way to sneak through there. Well, I probably could sneak if I'd made sneaking my major thing. See, now even with the scope of Fallout, like hang on, let's try that again. Even with the limited scope of Fallout compared with other Fallout games, you've got to imagine that coming back here into the vault feels claustrophobic for the vault dweller. After seeing so much of the world, you've got to imagine that. No, guys. I'm just going to ignore you. Because you're just doing your thing. I am really impressed too with how well this game holds up for being 20 years old. Those cutscenes aren't bad. Alright. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I can only imagine too that the whole game is balanced to just assume that you will get that power armor. Well, I suppose maybe no, that's not entirely fair. Maybe if you don't get the power armor, but if you're balanced to have non-combat options, if you can sneak everywhere, then that would deal with the threat of combat. I don't know how you'd get into the base though. Well, I suppose I got in by doing a Metal Gear Solid, didn't I? I managed to get close to the entrance. Still likely, you've still got that guy at the door though, and you need to kill him to get the code for the door. Interesting. Very interesting. There's still plenty of space for getting more of that Action Boy perk if one was so inclined to. Space there on that rack for more pips. Alright. Let's head to the boneyard. So I'm assuming now that the military base is just a glowing hole in the ground. The idea occurred to me briefly to go there and see what was there, and maybe dig around for spoils, but it's got to be an irradiated heap now. Hey, Patrick. Super curious to see what Fallout 2 does with those random encounters too, whether you have the option to skip them. Watching Wasteland 2 videos and having a look at the manual I think was a mistake. Back of my brain's just constantly regurgitating that XCOM combat. I like the combat here. We're going to have some fun. We're going to play some Fallout 2. And Tactics. Thinking about potentially playing Tactics in parallel with the narrative games as well, because I know that that's not going to be everyone's kettle of fish. Hi, Trent. Three death claws. Alright. Well, Trent, you don't have anything I'm interested in, so I'm just going to leave you be. Nice seeing you, Trent. It's a good week or so for games. 2 Point Hospital launched. Oh, now where do I need to go? Warehouse. Fortress. But you guys had left. Still not leaving, huh? Someone buy weapons. If you are of a certain age, you may remember a game called Theme Hospital. 2 Point Hospital is kind of a spiritual successor. It's very much in the vein of Theme Hospital. I played a little bit of it. Excuse me. Played a little bit of it last night. What do you mean? What do you think? I'm unarmed. How about you get out of the way of the door? Seriously? What the heck's going on there? Yeah, sure, except I'm not in any way. Might need you to move, dude. Ah, that's gonna be annoying if he's kind of bugged out. Can you move, please? I really do not want to start a fight with the gun runners. Can you get out of the way of the door? There's only one way in. Move. Move, move, move. Alright, let's go to the next screen and come back. Because I really need those top-notch weapons before going back to the cathedral. Some stim packs would be nice too. That's what I probably should have done. I probably should have stopped by the hub on the way through. The weight limit in this game feels about right. I like that I just can't carry around everything from the end of a combat. Just arms laden with weaponry. I mean, part of my brain at the moment is thinking it would be a really nice way to get some caps and get some of the stuff that I need, but I like that I can't do it. I like that it is not possible. Great, okay, so you remember me, so you can get out of the way. What about your friend? You need the dude in the doorway to get out of the way. Because I want to get in, I want to get my weapons. Oh, come on. I do not want to start a fight with the gun runners. Yeah, I'd love to, but you're in the way. Oh, there's a back door. I'm not sure I'm allowed through the back door normally, but let's find out what happens when I go in there. Hey, everybody. I mean, given that all the doors are open in the place. Let's hope it's not an issue. Oh, the door is locked. Let's try lockpicking it. No, of course I wasn't able to pick the lock. Alright, I'm gonna have to see if there's a way to move NPCs. Because I don't want to start a fight with the gun runners. Move stuck NPC. Checking a web page for how to move a stuck NPC. No answers were apparent apart from violent ones. So what I will try is I'll try seeing if I can save and load and get this gentleman out of the way. Alright, so let's save. At the gun runners. Alright, and then Let's load at the gun runners. And he's still there. Doesn't affect biological creatures. This is where I'm wishing I actually had a real grenade. Oh, I do not want to start a fight, but I want to get access to those weapons. Could you move? No. Bugger, 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 bugger. What to do? Because here's the thing, too. If I... Because they may not restock those weapons if I go start a fight. Oh, this is annoying. Alright, let's see what my numbers look like. Good numbers now. Not good damage on that thing. This is gonna be another. It's gonna be another bloodbath. Seriously, dude? Alright, there's more outside than in. Ow! That was... Oh, and there we go.
The darkness of the afterlife is all that awaits you now. May you find more peace in that world than you found in this one.
Thank you, Ron. It's another death. Wow, they're actually quite tough. See, the thing is, I don't want to start a fight with them. I just want to get my weapons. I just want to get a resupply. Okay, let's try one last thing. Let's go to the hub. Let's go to the hub and come back, because I need to pick up stim packs. What are the damage numbers on that? So the sniper rifle's 14 to 34. Oh, the laser pistol's only 10 to 22. 14 to 34. Alright, so it's time to get a serious... It's time to get a serious energy weapon then. Oh, that's good. It's good news. Alright, let's turn running back on. Always. I think I deliberately turned that off before to be cooler, but I quickly got impatient. Man, that Mother Deathclaw fight, that was a tough one. That was an adversary. Bit of history built up over the place now. Feels good. Remembering the things that I've walked through. It's a surprising amount of game, because it's probably been... I've probably played for like 20 hours plus. Probably closer to 30. Hey everyone. And you are the non-insane people. Because people at the cathedral are just off the map entirely. Alright. We need to head up to the hub then. Just not that far away. Guys, no. You do not want to do this. It's time to kill some Ians. See, they might get a critical hit in. I'm gonna guess that these guys don't even have stim packs. That'll do her every time. Alright, let's get the guy with the gun next. See, this is where later RPGs start doing clever things. Because there's a lot that Fallout pioneered, so expecting it to have almost like a morale system going on, where it would sort of sanity check the idea of a group like this even trying to fight me. Later games will bring that kind of concept in. Couldn't tell you what the first one was that did that though. Because with that power armor, you'd have to imagine that the first thing that they would just do is just run. Well, you're managing to stay up for a hit apiece. I'm going to guess by the fact that no one's chowed down on stim packs, they don't have anything except for a few caps. And so it goes. Alright, let's see what all of these Ians have. A few interesting things though. Mostly caps. I'll take that and sell it. Not when I'm at my weight capacity. Oh, I picked up a few caps off that. Let's go back to the hub. Let's go to Old Town. Let's put our weapon away. Old Town. What I actually want's the general store, which I think is back with the water merchants. Or is it? Hey, let's go talk to Harold, actually. Let's go talk to Harold and see if he has anything to say about the fact that we blew up the base. I'm asking a bit too much of the pathfinding there. What's going on, man? I've been a little bit behind on my apocalyptic media, but I'm thinking about sitting down tomorrow and going through at least Mad Max 2, possibly 2 and maybe 3. Because Thunderdome doesn't get a lot of play.
Oh, hey, it's you again. Anything I can do for you? I don't believe this one, but some say an army of mutants is on the way.
Good old Charlie Adler. Charlie Adler. Great performance. Alright, nothing new from Harold. Harold, we've had Harold's story now. That's a shame. It would have been nice to give him some closure on what happened with Richard. Tough conversation though. Hey, by the way, that gentleman who was a sort of comrade in arms, he's now a monster. Just a monster. Because now we know that information, because now we've got the diary, so our timelines have converged. Let's go to the general store and see what we can pick up. Is there anything I want to sell out of what I've got? I've got old hollow discs. Probably sell a laser pistol. Because the laser pistols, it's kind of funky, but in terms of damage. Alright, let's just go for buying first. We're a person in need of stim packs. Alright, let's drop all of them back. Oh, and down to the bottom they go. Actually, let's take those, thank you. They'll do quite nicely. And a few of those. I'll keep my radio in case I can use it for something else. Laser pistol I'm not fussed about though. But let's just get the ammo out of you for an even 1400. It's convincing. Okay. 1590. I can top up the rest of that. Is there anything else I want from here? Do I want more combat drugs? I've got one round of psycho. I could probably do with some more. I want to keep all that ammo. The 10mm ammo though, I don't need any more. I can get rid of that. Yeah, that should probably just about do it. There's no sense in buying weapons. Because I should be able to get my weapons from the gun runners. Except for that glitch. Alright, what's that? 479? 954, there we go. Offer up. Yay! Because it turns out the laser pistol, despite it looking cool, was the worst of the energy weapons. Alright, so how are we looking now? 16 of those, 2 super stim packs. Looking a lot better. Alright. Loaded for bear, let's get out of here. Could take a caravan and pick up some more caps, but brr. Kind of on a mission now. Waka waka waka. back to the boneyard. I wonder if it's warping straight into the boneyard that's glitching him. Ah, you son of a... Ow. Bit my mouth today. You know, you get that thing when you bite your mouth and then you get sort of this... You get a bit of your mouth flesh that just sticks out. Oh, look, you're between me and savings. This is terrible. I'm going to kill the gunrunners. A group of people that I've gone to help because of a game glitch, but it's either that or get locked out from that weaponry store. Well, it's not like I haven't done worse.
Your bones are scraped clean by the desolate wind. Your vault will now surely die, as you have. The darkness of the afterlife is all that awaits you now. May you find more peace in that world than you found in this one. Life ends in the wasteland.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Short Raver. I'd set that off before while I was munching. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I was just saying before that I'm a terrible, terrible human being. Terrible character. Because I've just chewed through all of these folks here simply because there was someone glitched. Thank you for letting me know my mic was off. That's invaluable. That's probably off for like the last 20 minutes. I've been trying to get a little cleverer about switching it off when I'm eating so that I don't make munchy noises into the camera or into the microphone. So the reason why I had to take out the the reason why I had to take out the gun runners is for nothing more complex. Oh wow. I've had things happen pretty similar to that. Weight capacity. Alright, so we're going to do some jigging around here. So I picked up, well, I reckon if we can get ammo for that plasma rifle. Alright, let's probably... The dynamite's a cute idea, but for weight allowance, there's no real need for it. I'm going to drop that, because it doesn't do damage to organics. The Ripper, similarly, is a nice weapon, but my chances of hitting with that are minuscule. I'd rather keep the sniper rifle. Yeah, I've just torn through the gun runners simply because the game glitched, and I couldn't get back in here to get to the stuff that they have. Nothing more complex than that. Which I feel terrible about. I've had to kill them, and this is a group that I helped earlier on. But without the equipment here, I do not like my odds of taking on the Nightkin. And that plasma rifle, now that I've dumped points in energy weapons, that plasma rifle, I mean, 2 separate actions around doing that kind of damage. So you don't take small energy cells. So let's drop all of those. Oh, Gabriel had a Ripper, I think, as well. Yeah, you probably take microfusion cells. I've even got an icon in front of me that's supposed to tell me when my microphone is off. And it was telling me that. I just didn't look at it correctly. Microfusion cell. Gimme, gimme, gimme. We call that, I think, being too clever by half. See, this is the tragedy of this. Like, I didn't need to go and kill the gun runners. There's a plasma rifle, a perfectly good one, just sitting there in the cupboard that I could have taken with their blessing. How's your weekend been, Short Raver? Oh, did I hear correctly as well that that you have purchased a place with the missus recently? Or have I got my wires crossed? Apologies as well, Damien Wise, if you're still with us. I've been babbling for quite some time at you, and no audible, no audible nothing. Yuck, yuck, yuck. The question for tonight, folks, is, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few? Because my especially callous actions in the last few moments are that whole dilemma writ large. I'm doing all of this supposedly to get rid of one monster, the Master, but I feel like I'm creating another one in the Wasteland. How much is too much? Do you think the Vault Dweller's actions are justified? Alright. So we've now got 27 stim packs. Still 3 rockets only because we had to use a bunch of them. No, not at all, Damien. It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. I was apologizing for... Let's have a big apologize fest. I was apologizing for not recognizing that and not actually talking at you. That's completely on me. Grenades. I'll take them. The other thing I was talking / thinking about earlier is I've started to think about what's next. So Fallout 2 obviously is going to sit in the Friday night time slot. This is going to be the last of the Sunday night stream, simply because it's not a convenient time for everyone. Hey son, thank you so much for joining us. You just missed a stretch of me talking into the microphone with no mic on, like a numpty. No, I imagine you don't want to talk to me. Oh, the other thing you've missed as well. The other thing you've missed as well is I've just killed all of the gun runners because there was someone glitching in the doorway and I had no way of getting that person out of the doorway. So I had to kill him, which sucked. But the game wouldn't let me... I needed to gear up to be able to take on the Nightkin. And so now this plasma rifle is boss. But I had to kill them. It was a diatom, I should say, all over again. And so, kind of presciently, I've put tonight's question as, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few? Because I'm a monster here, and I'm supposedly doing all of this to put down another monster, which is the Master. Oh, we've blown up the Super Mutant facility too. That's all done now. So we didn't actually end up fighting Lou. Like, I had a bit of a think about it between Friday and now, and I thought, well, I wasn't equipped to fight Lou, and ultimately didn't need to. Just blow up the base. So we had a little cutscene, which was pretty cool. The cutscenes aren't bad for like 20-year-old cutscenes. The game does a really good job of standing up for its age. So yeah, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few? Missed again. Yeah, if we're talking real world ethics, I'm with you on that one. I'm glad it was a good fight. Yeah, it's that fight was going terribly until I started doing the same thing that I was doing on Friday night, which was using sight lines to my advantage and blocking off lines of fire. I was saying earlier, I'm not sure if anyone was around for it, but because I've started thinking about, oh, see, now I can let them go off. I can let presumably that gentleman leave, so I can at least allow someone to survive. Yeah, so I mean, if we're talking about specifics here, so let's talk about the specifics of what we're doing here. I've killed one town. I've leveled Adatum, trying to save it. in order to get the equipment I needed to be able to face the Nightkin, which are basically the shock troops, the deadliest of the super mutants. And this is where you kind of have to bend, I guess, the narrative a little bit to fit sort of the game being bugged out. But let's look at the choice the Vault Dweller made. There was an obstacle between him and the equipment that he felt he needed in order to face the Nightkin, and removed that obstacle. So you could just as easily, hand wave that by saying that the Gunrunners had decided to renege on their previous offer and weren't letting him in to access weaponry. And then you've got something that explains that bugging out. So is it justified? Because I'm doing all of this in service of taking on the Master, who has raised a super mutant army, and presumably, like if you take on faith those audio diaries, which we now have, so our timelines have converged now, but if you take on faith those audio diaries, the Master would take every pure genetic strain human and turn them into a super mutant, whether they want to or not. Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'm a monster. I think all I'm doing here is justifying relatively poorly, creating one monster to put down another. Alright, let's put that away for a sec. No, put it away. The gun won't leave my inventory. Go away. Let's try it again. No, seriously, gun. Go away. No. Okay, let's stop being funny. Come on, weapon. I wonder if it's a weight allowance thing. No. Oh, well, I got there eventually. That gave me a free slot. Just check how much 90 shots of that. Alright, let's save. Yeah, I'd also say as well that objectively, the existence of the people of Vault 13 doesn't outweigh the lives of the people who have been damaged by my actions. They deserve to live as well. Hey, everyone. Alright. I'm gonna Wu-Tang this. See if I can steal a key. No? You don't have a key. Alright. I know you do. Perhaps you would care to allow me to take your key. Wow! I successfully stole. Often a damaged person to say the ends justify the means. That's a really well thought out answer, Damien. It's a very considered and considerate way of looking at it. Wow. This is... I hate to invoke Alanis here, but that was kind of ironic. Of all the places that I've managed to actually get into now, violence-free, that the fluke of the die roll on that pickpocket action has let me get into the cathedral without actually killing anyone. I mean, all of this changes the minute I go upstairs. I want to save and preserve that. I mean, these are the people who are actually serving the master. These are the people who are doing the most harm. But yeah, I'd certainly agree with that. I think it does take a slightly damaged person to be that utilitarian in their morals. My constant fear is not that I couldn't do it, but that I am actually that kind of person. It might be a daft example, but there was this really interesting like live action laser tag theater thing. Really interesting business model behind it too, but it was a zombie apocalypse thing, and you were playing like a squad of people inserted into a hot zone. And it was quite convincing in terms of its setup. And when zombies, like when the people they had acting playing zombies would come at you in these hordes, like you felt like you were in danger. The guns that they had weighed probably a good 4 or 5 kilos or thereabouts. And one of the first rooms we entered, there was this scientist pleading for their life, and I wasn't playing the leader, I was playing a 2IC, so I didn't have control over the situation, and I could see that our leader was listening to what she was saying, and we'd been told in no uncertain terms, like everyone who's in there is a lost cause. You write them off. They are all contaminated. And so in the middle of the conversation that everyone was having, and it was, the thing about it that was fun is like we were all invested in what was happening, and so there was a lot of yelling, a lot of back and forth. You know, it's that trope of like, you know, you can see scenes like this in films like Doom, and everyone was yelling back and forth, and in the middle of all of that, and this is a live person like playing all of this, and it's still a game, but it gets so close to that feeling of reality, like those stakes, and you're looking at a real person. And while everyone was arguing, I shot her, just pew, because we were meant to take it down. We had our orders. So yeah, that's my fear constantly, is that I am that pragmatic, that I am that bloody minded. So we're in here because theoretically one of these nightkin is going to give us what we need in order to get into, because I think the master's in the cellar. That's my theory. There's that door that we couldn't get through last time we tried looking around here. 4 of these. Oh, we got a grenade. We have a grenade. Oh, and now we have a sightline we can exploit. Oh yeah, those flamers are just nuts. Still can't get good enough numbers on this to justify anything like a specific target. Yeah, come on in. $25 points. I should probably pop some psycho. Depending on how we go too, I might go a little overtime tonight. I did the same on Friday night simply because we're getting to the end of things, so we'll see how we go. I find characters that explore that conundrum, that really take it to its limit, I find them quite interesting. That was one of the things that I think When I'm not gonna be able to get out there now, so I can at least break, hopefully, that guy's sightline. But The Walking Dead, when it's played with that theme, I think that's when it's been at its most interesting. Oh, there's one down. That weapon's brutal. Because even characters like Negan, who's very extreme in his actions, is a way of looking at that theme, because Negan is doing a thing for reasons, and part of that is megalomania, and part of it is power, but that's not the full extent of it. That was definitely the weapon I needed. Yeah, I think you're selling the character short if you write someone like Negan off as just being purely about power. Thank you for doing my job for me. Because there have been characters, there have been people in history who have been just extreme in their actions, but incredibly charismatic, and have been focal points that have kind of gathered a society around them. They've been so strong, and maybe this goes some way towards your point, Damien Wise, about it taking like a very strong conviction. But they've been able to hold together a society in a time that's been otherwise quite barbaric. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I'll take both of those. I probably don't want to go too far down that path, because I think we've got a differing viewpoint there on American presidents, like in general, son. Like, I definitely agree that there are people like that, but let's take it to the sort of magnitude that I'm thinking of. There we go, Stealth Boy. I'll take that. Look at a character like, say, Genghis or Genghis Khan, responsible quite openly for the death of millions of people as part of their acts of conquering, but by all accounts was a learned, charismatic man who had a vision. And that's a really interesting empire, because they had a really interesting, at least in terms of, I kind of take my cue on my understanding of the Mongol Empire from Dan Carlin's 5-part history of them, and taking what he says as gospel. Like, their approach is largely, if you do what we ask, if you do things our way, you largely get your religion, your culture, you get your society. But the very minute that you cross us, scorched earth. Like, there's no sense of proportion as we understand it. And that's where you get just entire cities being destroyed. Right, so I think we've got enough to actually get back down there. So yeah, I mean, there have certainly been American presidents who, if you want to go down that line, like Nixon's like a comparison point, like his actions in drawing parts of Southeast Asia into the Vietnam War, pretty reprehensible, and certainly was charismatic. But yeah, I'm talking in general, sort of at a scale beyond people like that. You're 8 days and counting to your visitor now, son, aren't you? Alright, and that's the lock that's the door that I was hoping to unlock. It's all falling into place, folks. We're at the pointy end now. Let's see if we can pop that stealth boy on. Exciting times. That's so cool. Can only be used from the interface bar. Do you mean there? Oh, you mean I've probably got to pop it on here. Do 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 do. I can do that. I'll take that. Stealth boy is on. We're descending, folks. We're going underground. It's only forever. Not long at all. But yeah, I definitely think there's something interesting historically in people who act like at that level of magnitude. I guess the other no, it's a half-baked thought. As is my wont, I was thinking if there was a way that I could bring in what I'm watching at the moment, which is Taboo, which I'm enjoying the heck out of, but I don't think there's a parallel to the British Empire there. Because the British Empire is almost that... it's almost that sort of classic image of just basically a room full of clerks. It's more of a faceless amalgam of people. Alright. So I'm down here. Search the bookcase. This might be where the game is going to make me wish I had a flare. But when I've used the flares, they've never really done that much. Even when I have them in my hand, they've never seemed to do a great deal at all. Can't even pick up a big book of science. What's the world coming to? That music is portentous. Things are afoot. Oh, there we go. Well, if you say. Guards! You may regret that action, sir. What is that? Oh, well, you're not going to regret it if I miss, that's for sure. Alright, let's go old school. What is that? It's some kind of horrible mutant thing. Alright. Oh, good lord, the place is full of them. Ah. I don't want one of those things to hit me. That is not on my Christmas wish list. Master's pet. Ugh. What we got? Wrong type of ammo. But we're doing okay ammo-wise. Alright. Vaporized indeed. Oh, good lord, that thing is disgusting. See, this is telling us what's going on inside the Master's head. It is not a place any of us really want to be. Sacked at the 5-yard line. Alright. Yeah, I guess it was silly to think that they would be carrying anything. We really are at the pointy end of things now. Well, maybe. So how's your weekend been, son? What you been up to? There it is, folks. A vault. I was going through videos the other day. That's our 4 vaults now, because there's the cathedral, there's vault 13, vault 15, and there's the hole. So that's our 4 vaults. So that person that we meet in the hub who says, I think there are 4 vaults. Yeah. Oh wait, hang on, it's 10 preferences. Running normal. Yeah, although, I mean, I've been fighting a few humans who've taken multiple hits from the thing as well, so... How much exactly that means, who can say? Alright, I'm gonna save again. Yes! Oh, how is it? How is Fallout the board game? I've heard good things about its quest system. Let's see if we can sneak... No, the answer is we cannot sneak past this thing. I was wondering before if it's worth taking aimed shots, but I don't know that this thing has a biological weakness. It's a tentacle. It's a tentacle. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Ah! Oh, okay. That wasn't so bad. I'm not going to trust that that's how every hit's going to go. Poof! In a puff of smoke. But the rules are pretty difficult to follow. Oh, okay. So it's one of those games where you kind of need to... Someone needs to have spent a lot of time beforehand reading the rules. Like you kind of need almost like a DM. Who is stupid enough to anger us? Oh, Alan Rickman mutant. Who is stupid enough to anger us? $10 points from Vault 13. Hard to hit, Chief. These folks are hard to hit. I hope there's not too many of them, because this is going to chow down on my ammo, something fierce. But I just don't have the... I don't really have the numbers to do called shots here. Ow. Ow! Hmm. Yeah, they're kind of a, games like that are kind of a bit of a mixed bag, aren't they? On one hand, you can see the potential of the complexity of them. Like, you sit down to a game like Twilight Imperium and you're like, oh, this will be amazing. Empires will rise and fall while we watch. And you're like, and you can see that it'd be a great experience, but then sometimes the reality of that, I'm going to take some buff out. Sometimes the reality of that is that it actually becomes quite dense and inaccessible. But it's a lot to chew through. I kind of think of it in some ways like video games like Skyrim. Like I would have gone nuts for Skyrim if that had come out when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Because the amount of time, I mean, it's still an amazing game, but I'm never going to have the time to sit down and play through Skyrim and see everything that Skyrim has to offer. Ow. People are chewing through my stim packs. I'm glad it's out there, but yeah, I'm never going to see everything that it has to offer. But I would have gone nuts for it at that age. And those board games are kind of similar. That you're like, oh wow, this is an amazing game. But like once you've sort of got an adult schedule, you probably don't get to sit down and sort of enjoy it that much. Hey Louis! Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. How you been? You're joining in at a dramatic time. Yeah, that's a really good point, Short Raver. That if you do persevere, and it kind of becomes like a regular game, that it can be a hell of a lot of fun. How's your weekend been, Louis? Ow. These guys are tough. Alright, I got you on the ropes then. If you're taking them stim packs. Prefer you didn't take them though, because they're my stim packs. Yeah, I don't have the numbers for targeted with that weapon, unfortunately. Oh, there we go, there's another death.
Your life ends in the wasteland.
Short and sweet. Yeah, I hear you with the targeted shots, but we'll have a look at the numbers again. You might be right, but my character is only really good at torso shots, so if I go for targeted, it's probably going to end up in a lot of misses. Unless you're saying that the criticals and the damage that they score is just worth it to outweigh the losses. Bonus rate of fire. Well, my problem at the moment with energy weapons is really just my percentage. I mean, I've beefed it up. It's actually a lot better than it was. But yeah, it's the it's my percentage to hit on energy weapons. Pretty much everyone up until that point in time has just been being evaporated. So we're not doing too bad. Yeah, I was doing groin shots in an earlier fight when I was still using the sniper rifle this evening. So I've been faithful to the targeted shot approach. But I came late to energy weapons, so I'm not sure that I've got the points, the percentages to make it worthwhile. We'll see how we go. I'm more than willing to give it a try, because those guys are tough. They're hanging tough. This is where I also wish I hadn't used all of my grenades. All of my one of my plasma grenades, but you know, sometimes you just got to shoot someone. No line of fire there. You did. You did quite early on the piece. The thing that actually... Yeah, I probably could, but I mean the damage for the plasma rifle is just... It's significantly better. Like, I carved through the rest of the gun runners, switching over to the plasma rifle. And it was doing pretty well. Yeah, the thing I think that really got me was I had a temporary shift over into big guns, which got me rocket launchers, but if I'd just gone straight to energy weapons, I think I would have been better off. Alright, so let's see how we go. Yeah, see, there's... The groin, I'll try for that, but these the numbers for the rest of this, for the percentage to hit, I think I'd rather take the 2 shots. Because with a 35-point attack, that's still more than I'd be doing with the sniper rifle as well. The thing that I am really missing right now with two of these guys sitting right next to each other. Oh! Critical hit. That sounded like I got sliced in half.
The darkness of the afterlife is all that awaits you now. May you find more peace in that world than you found in this one.
Can go big guns, energy weapons, and it works with low percentages. So are you saying that it's worth... Are you saying it's still worth going for the shots that have lower percentage chance to hit? Because I've been doing pretty well up until this point. Like, I managed to get through the Carnival of Terrors in this place. Yeah, I'm kicking myself. There was an energy minigun, I should say, in the Super Mutant facility, but I didn't have the points. Like, at the time that I actually ran into it, I didn't have the points to make it worthwhile. Actually, I'll wait for them to bunch up. This is not going as well as it has. Ah, gotcha. Oh wow, this has drawn everyone in aggro-wise. I think I'm gonna stick to the regular plan for at least the start of the rest of that fight, because this is going worse. Do. Yeah, the other thing that's really been kicking me has just been, I think, overall... Oh, there it is. Wow, so they really are tough. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my regular plan for the start of that fight.
All that awaits you now. May you find more peace in that world than you found in this one.
So close. But yeah, it's only really those 2 Super Mutant guards that have been giving me grief. Everyone else in the current run has just been melting even most of these freaks. Let's sneak on in up here. Sneakity sneak sneak sneak. Yeah, I certainly missed the days of being able to use burst with the SMG before the SMG became irrelevant as a weapon. Hey guys. That's... see, now I should have done this before starting the fight. Dope, 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 dope. Combat setting and game setting on normal is getting me low percentage in guns. I'm not sure I understand there, Louis. Can you elaborate a little bit more? Are you saying it's the difficulty level? Oh, whiffed that. Yeah, being this close to the end of the game though, it would feel a little cheesy dropping the difficulty level. Man, these guys are tough. You're right. Here you go, guys. Try some of that. And then I'll just move over here. Yeah, given the fights I've been through, it would feel cheesy at this point to drop the difficulty level this close to the end. I know watching me get killed frequently is probably not the most exciting thing to do, but it feels like I'm really close. I can't remember what's in the actual... Oh, there we go. Out of rockets now. Not better than... It wouldn't be better than the plasma rifle, because the damage that plasma rifle is doing is insane. Whereas crits... Like, the crits that I've been getting on most people haven't really justified using it. Sniper rifle, that is. Because that damage ceiling of, like, 60... has been a significant difference. Alright, let's chow down on a whole bunch of stim packs. Yeah, these guys are just super tough. Boop, boop, doop, doop, doop. And it looks like I can't sneak past. Don't have a high enough sneak to sneak into the facility. Let's get over here. This may hurt. That one that's that was a crit. That was why that hurt so bad. Ow, 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 ow. I'll take that. Thank you. Oh no! We crash. It's been getting a bit more crash happy towards the end of the game. That's the I thought it was going to crash again earlier this evening, but happily it didn't. Alright, let's bring us back up. That's the second crash I've had this evening though. Alright, let's test your theory, Louis. I will switch over to the sniper rifle. Let's see how we go. I will test your theory. In the name of science. Because sadly, even with the stealth boy, I can't get past that abomination there. I do not have enough points in sneak. Alright, batter up. Let it get in a little closer. It's the difference with the aggro. Because I took the stealth buy off. Yeah, fair enough. Wow. Testing some theories. Feels like one of those guards has a substantially higher chance to hit me than the other. Let's pop that back on. It's a shame. Oh, bugger, and I forgot to heal. Oh, this round of things is going to be over quickly. There it is. Do.
The darkness of the afterlife is all that awaits you.
We're so close.
May you find more peace in that world than you found in this one.
We're so close. Alright. I'll give this another 15 minutes and see if we can get past this current fracas. Now I'm gonna keep the plasma rifle for this pet, because 2 shots is consistently getting rid of this thing. That is when I actually hit it. Are you saying slow draw these enemies over here? The ones that are in the corner? Because it seems like if I keep the stealth boy on, they actually ignore me. Yeah, see, this is the thing that makes me skeptical. Like, I get that you've played this game a lot more than me, but though the numbers that I see on that plasma rifle, by comparison, are just so much higher than my ceiling for damage with the sniper rifle, putting aside crits. Go back to the starting map area and shoot what? Shoot at these guards? Shoot at the guards that I'm fighting now? I'm intrigued. Tell me more. I know you're typing on your phone, so that makes things trickier on your side of the fence. Yeah, see, those numbers still aren't great enough to do anything other than... I didn't want to do that. Start by cleaning out the monsters. It seems like the one, like, unless I take the stealth boy off though, those other ones in the corner aren't going to come at me, are they? Because they're still happily down. They're still completely blissfully unaware over there. It's only once I take the stealth boy off that they seem to actually come in at all. Nice. There's a nice surprise there. Yes, this is where... I might even save at that point, because that's where I got this guy too before. And then he just started chowing down on stim packs. Yeah, because they're not making any movements up towards me. It seems to be only if I use rockets. Or if I... Or if I take that, if I take the stealth boy off, that seems to be the only thing that really draws them in. Alright, let's see what my numbers look like now for a crit on you. Yeah, 60%'s not bad, I'll still take it. And then that lets me go to my inventory to heal up. And take my combat drugs like a good boy. Ow. Yeah, see that, I mean, I know the groin is more about knocking them on the ground, but those numbers, the number on that crit still isn't that much higher than a regular hit. The thing that's making that fight tough is just the leader of those.
Your bones are scraped clean by the desolate wind. Your vault will now surely die, as you have.
It's the damage that the leader of those two is doing. Alright, here we go. Back in the fray. Let's see if we can bring this to a close. Those are my stim packs you're using. One down. this is the weaker one. So I feel like I'm going to press my luck here. I'm going to save again. Just so we don't have to go through this again. Two down. There we go. One step closer. So has the weekend been kind to you, Louis, when you say there's a lot of adult work? Any of it stressful, or has it all just been routine? Or has it been a mix of both? Plasma grenade, that's what we want. I'll take a lighter. Now it's difficult to... Box of noodles? Laser rifle. Yeah, see, I could be completely off there, but it just seems like the damage that I'm doing with those regular hits with the plasma rifle are better than the crits that I get with the sniper rifle. See your computer, you see some pieces that might be human flesh. Good lord. Can I get past the security system? So the master's already integrated himself into this whole environment. Now here's a funny thing. That buff out could actually end up seriously disadvantaging me. Because I suspect I'm going to need my wits about me. So losing those points of intelligence could end up actually being what does me in. But on the flip side, I don't think I was going to get through that fight without some serious help. Let's see if we can pick the lock on that locker. Definitely pick the lock. Long shots abound. I'll take those. What is that? See a bag. An average size bag. Alright. No, can't take it. Nothing in the bag. Hey, have you ever played the Wasteland sequel at all, Louis, or are you purely a Fallout fan? Here we go. Oh, good lord. Unification messages everywhere. Bits of flesh everywhere. Alright, we're still sneaking. I don't think there doesn't seem to be anything here. Doesn't seem to be anything here that's of interest. At least from taking a quick look around. So I say we head all the way down. I hate the flamers. They're the worst. Oh, good lord. Good lord. I do not like my odds of fighting my way through all of that. Well, I guess I gotta start somewhere. That's pretty much a perfect reaction. Good lord. Climb all the way back up. Good lord. I'm not even sure I've got enough ammo to face all of this. I hate you people. Anyone with a laser rifle is super annoying. Come on, go down. Go down, go down, go down. This is one of the first points that I really wish this had like a lot of sneak. Like a lot. It's not really going to break the line of sight, sadly. Oh, wait, it will? Yeah. Yeah, didn't break the line of sight, I just had to reload. Ammo is a good thing. I'll take all of that. I get the feeling that door is where I want to go. Alright, let's see how we go. Because if that looks like that could be a fight with just 2 super mutants, if it goes that way. If I'm really lucky, I'll just be able to go straight to that door. It's days like these, folks, where you really wish you'd put more points into sneak. think that's it. I think that's the master.
So what shall it be? Do you join the Unity, or do you die here?
Join.
Die!
Join.
Die!
Voiced, incidentally, by Jim Cummings. I can't recall the name of the female voice actor. Can't win, I'll join you. How about you die and then I leave? Well, we got a save game a little bit back from here. Let's see how we go. I can't win, I'll join you feels like the wrong choice.
You think you can destroy me? Destroy?
Me.
Oh, guess let's see. Super Mutant's coming. Attack seems to do less damage than it should have. Okay, what are you telling me there? Missed. You flat out missed. Oh, good lord. I was wondering before why I didn't get more complex conversation options. And that's the reason why. With all of the buff out I've taken and the psycho, I've dropped my intelligence down to 4. So that's why I'm reduced to a slugfest. Oh, that's cold. Like with all of the work I did to build a diplomatic character. I've just hamstrung my intelligence. CPU head. Okay, so the CPU is a good place to hit. Not so much that time though.
Your life ends in the wasteland.
Yeah, intelligence now is down at 4. I wonder. It's a long walk to get back. To go back through all of this. I wonder. I'm gonna guess I can't rest here. Would make a lot of sense if I can't rest here. Yeah, I can't rest at this location. See, the thing is, thinking about it, I'm kind of doing myself in there, because I'd been hoping for like some kind of ethical confrontation, and now I'm just so drug-addled that my character can barely string together a sentence. Jacob's just out of his nut on chems from all of the fighting. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to try going back to... Oh, it's so close. So close. I don't know that I can... Because I could probably win that fight. But I don't want to have to. And now it's relatively consequence-free for me to go back to the boneyard for a little bit and rest up. We'll see if those guards get replaced. Hopefully the guards won't get replaced on the front door of the vault, because that fight was just painful. Hopefully I can get out of here without it being a big fight as well. Good. It's tragic. Get all the way to the person that I'm trying to defeat, and then drugs had done me in. See, censorship board, Australian censorship board, drugs do have positive benefits in Fallout, but they have negatives as well. I was so confused for a moment staring at that conversation tree, just wondering why I didn't have a more complex set of options than join or die, but with an intelligence of 4. Gotta get off the cams, gotta kick that habit. Rest until healed. That'll be a little while. Wait, what? Ah, I am fully healed. Big boy. Let's rest until morning. And rest for another 2 hours. Intelligence 7. Let's rest for one more day. Alright, that's as good as it's gonna get. Alright, let's head back. Because it feels like it feels like it's a cheat. Well, not a cheat, but it feels like it's a less interesting confrontation, like a final conclusion than it could have been, given that I've tried to, even though things have gone horribly, horribly wrong in this game, and I've been responsible for a number of massacres. Always tried to position my character as someone who has wits, excuse me, and can use them to get through situations non-violently, like getting Tandy back instead of using violence on the raiders. Just traded for her, just discussed with them and traded. So to not have that chance to try and actually get through to the master non-violently, because we already blew up. I mean, we blew up the super mutant facility. Not that there was really any other way through that. But let's see how we go. We've doubled. Have we doubled the number of deaths? Yeah, we have. We've doubled the number of deaths tonight. We were at 20 before we started. Well, Fallout 3 apparently is quite clever with how it deals with sort of low intelligence. I hear Divinity is good with that too. I've got to confess, I'm kind of typically the opposite. Like, I prefer to have a character who has high intelligence, because then you get negotiation options, you get more things that you can do. It's like with Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a far more interesting game if you go full Renegade, or as close to as possible, or if you go Paragon. Sitting in the middle of the road tends to just strip you of options, which I think is a really interesting way of doing things. Because with a game like Fallout, like it's fun. Oh, actually, yeah. When you say do an RPG, do you mean like a pen and paper RPG, Short Raver, or do you mean like a CRPG? Because I've been assuming that you mean CRPGs. Computer RPG. Because doing a pen and paper one with like sitting down with a group with a character with low intelligence can be fun. No, that's okay. I wasn't sure, so I asked for clarification. No apologies needed. No apologies. I like the design of this final encounter too, because it looks like if these guards don't come back, then I can get pretty much back to where I was before without having to fight my way through. And I can get to the master. So you can get to the master without having to be involved in a fight. It's just once you're there, it's most likely going to turn into a fight. But yeah, if we're talking CRPGs, from what I've heard, Fallout 3 is actually quite clever with what it does with low intelligence characters. In that you basically communicate in a series of like grunts, essentially. Don't mind me, everyone. Those robots that look like just a bunch of teeth on a prehensile tail. Terrifying. Don't mind me, everyone. Continue looking at your terminals. I'm just Metal Gear Soliding here. Down, 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 down. Down, down, down. That would be a disgusting place to work. Can you imagine your laundry bill? Ah, the worst part is it is moving, calling to you. Yeah. Alright, let's try again. With brain. Ow, 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 ow. Quit it.
So what shall it be? Do you join the Unity, or do you die here?
Join.
Die!
Join.
Die!
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. If you can prove to me that your unity is the best cause for humanity, then I will help you. Oh, there will be death today, but not mine. I've got a plan. This feels like the Gambit. This feels like the Gambit that trusts intelligence. That we're like, no, you're not actually that smart. So let's go for that.
I don't have to prove anything to you!
Prove.
Your ego demands you tell me all villains have this strange urge to explain everything. No, the Master doesn't see himself as a villain. So I can't know you represent the best future.
Very demanding for one in your tenuous position. But I can
Respect.
your needs.
Okay.
The Unity will bring about the Master Race.
Master.
Master! One able to survive, or even
Thrive.
in the wasteland. As long as there are differences, we will tear ourselves apart fighting each other. We need one race.
Race.
One goal. Goal!
Goal.
One people to move forward to our destiny.
That race being the mutants?
Of course.
Mutants are best equipped to deal with the world today.
Who else? The ghouls? Please. Normals? They brought nuclear death to us all. This will be the age of mutants.
Okay, so what about those who oppose you?
They will be punished for their insolence.
Okay, you mean to kill them all?
Of course not. Most will be offered a chance to become a mutant.
Those who deny this
Opportunity.
will be sterilized and
Let go. Those that resist will be
executed.
Alright, so that wasn't the right path. That didn't get me what I wanted there. Because we still get down to this choice of join or die. Is it calling him a... Alright, let's...
Excellent. Your talents will be...
useful.
But first, you must tell me everything about your vault. I will conquer it and turn all those pure strain humans into mutants. They will give me the army I need to bring
Peace to the entire wasteland.
So be it. You've done. You think you can.
So then we get to fighting, which is the least interesting option. Okay, let's try that again. So I wonder if cunning is the right path there. Because I can't imagine that calling him a bigot is going to be the thing that I need to do there.
So what shall it be? Do you join the Unity, or do you die here?
Join.
Die!
Join.
Die! Oh, please. What sort of plan might that be?
Convince the Brotherhood of Steel?
You might be telling the
Truth.
It doesn't matter, but I will let you go for now. My
Patience.
is almost at an end with you. Now will you join the Unity or not?
Join.
Not!
No.
Very demanding for one in your tenuous position. The Unity will bring about the Master Race.
Master.
Master! One able to survive, or even...
Thrive.
Of course.
Mutants are best equipped to deal with the world today.
Who else? We are all biased, are we not? We each
Care more.
about our individual communities than other people. We haven't changed. And I'll tell you something else. We won't change. Not unless we are of one people.
One.
One race. One. The Unity will allow us to move beyond these petty concerns.
Alright, I guess
You
fighting it
think
is.
You can destroy...
Alright, let's do it. Now, if I remember correctly, when I was fighting before, it said that getting to the CPU let me get past like the biological barriers. So I think I get this feeling that I want to hit that CPU first and then hit the head. It's a shame. Alright, let's at least block line of sight for the super mutants coming up there. Wow! Critical hit? Yeah, critically hit for 154. We just keep on spinning.
Not even the carrion eaters are interested in your radiated corpse.
Alright, we are at 10 minutes to the hour. So I'm going to keep going up until midnight. But if we can't crack it, I'll call it a night there. Might as well take that buff out now.
So what shall it be? Do you join the Unity, or do you die here?
Join.
You think?
Ow. So close. So close to the end. Third crash. Third crash tonight. It really does seem to get a little bit flakier towards the end. So I wonder if the issue there is that I just needed a few more intelligence points to be able to outthink the master. Like maybe it's presumptuous to assume that with a 7 intelligence you can't outthink the master. Like maybe I need like mentats or something.
So what shall it be? You think?
Yeah, masters just have none of it whatsoever. No, that did not do what I wanted it to. Maybe we can talk about this. Maybe I can just pop around there for a sec. Okay, that feels like a good place to stand. Because then I can at least take care of the two flunkies. And not have to deal with them and the master at the same time. We are so close, fam. We are so close. But I recognize it's also a Sunday night, so I'm going to have to at some point give you back your... Oh no, if you guys just keep pouring in, that kind of kills... That kills my hope of being able to deal with you in a reasonable way. See, that feels like crowd control. Hey, if I stand behind this pylon, I can pop in and out, taking out the master once I've taken care of these goons. How many of you are there? Except now it looks like every one of the ones that I move past in the base are coming one by one. Which is a tall order. Still, at least I was smart about standing behind the pylon. You go first, because I hate those weapons. Thank you. They're just going to keep coming. Close.
Your life ends in the wasteland.
Alright, I'm so tempted to keep cracking away at this, but it is nearly midnight on a Sunday night, and you folks all have somewhere to be. So thank you so much for your company, but I think I'm gonna have to hold off on this until Friday night. So this is when we're going to close off Fallout 1. And to be prepared, I'll have Fallout 2 ready to go. Because I get the feeling that, well, given that we're fighting the Master now, I think we're in the end zone. Excuse me, and it feels like if I'm behind that pylon, and if I can take out the guards in enough time, it feels like it's a good place to be. Like, it feels like I've got a solution, an angle on the whole thing. Might even be worth another shopping trip back to the boneyard or the hub to pick up supplies before that, but it feels like we're close. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciated your company. It's actually making me rethink to some degree, not moving away from the Sunday time slot. We'll see how we go. But traditionally the viewership has been a little bit lower on a Sunday night, so it seemed like the time zone doesn't work as well for people. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But thank you so much for your company. And the conversations about whether the good of the many outweighs the good of the few, I completely agree with what was said there. I think there was some really interesting conversations, and overall, yeah, I think it takes a certain kind of It takes a certain kind of doggedness and a blindness to the impact of your actions. But yeah, all in all, it's been a really fun night. I've had a blast, and we're so close to the end of Fallout 1. So Friday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. we'll be closing out, hopefully, Fallout 1, and then heading into Fallout 2. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to your company if you can make it on Friday night. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out some of our other videos, and for live content, come join me on Twitch.